So here's the project we did with Hélène and me, Robin. So this is our code here. First we have a function here, find here, who will say if yes or no a value is included in a array. So we will use this function in another one called deadlocks. So this is the big function of our code. And then we have the main. So the main is here. So first in the main we are opening an input file and then creating the output one called output.txt. So in the input file, so it's this kind of file. So the first line is the number of cases that we have. Then the second line is the number of process and resources. So here we will have 4 processes with 3 resources. So we have 3 resources here because we have on one line 3 numbers. Then the first line here is the resources available for the processes. Then we have 4 processes, so we have these 4 lines who contains the resources currently held by each of the process. So we have 4 processes. And then the next 4 lines are the resources that each process needs. And then we repeat again for another case with again 4 process with 3 different resources. Then we create a 2D array. So with these 3 different data, so the resources available, the resources that each process currently held, and the resources that each process needs. And then we need to fill up the 3 arrays. So here's for one the resource array, the resources that they are currently holding, and then another one for the resources that they need. And then we call the deadlocks function to know if yes or no a deadlocks will appear. So here's the deadlock function that we will use for this project. So first we are opening the output file because this is where we are going to put all of the results of this function to know if yes or no a deadlock will appear. First we need to reset the index of array process. So here we put a -1 in this array, so the size of the array equal to the number of processes, and all of the index equal -1 here. Here, while we still have some process to execute, we are going to execute all of the process here. So here we put a modulo number of processes because, for example, if we start with the process number 3, then it will be number 4, but then we will still need the number 1. So if we divide by the number of processes, it will be a loop between 1 and the number of processes. Then we check if yes or no we already execute the process because we don't want to execute a process more than once. So if yes, we are incrementing the process index. Then we check if we have enough resource for the process. So if yes, if we have enough resources, then we are adding to the resource array the resource that the process is holding, and then so the resource array will change for each number of resource. And then if we don't have enough resource, then we will increase test deadlock by 1. Then after all of the process, so in this case it's 4, if test deadlock equal 4, so if all of the process cannot be executed because we are missing some resources, then we'll say that deadlocks will appear because missing some resources. So now let's run the program to see if it works or no. So we have the input file here, the one we talked about before, and the code. So we just need to execute the code, and then to run the exe file, and then we have after that an output file here. So for the case number 1, we don't have any deadlocks for the input file we put, so it's okay. Same for case 2, and for the case 3 it's deadlocks, and the case 4 we can only run the process number 3, and then deadlocks will appear.